No, we're already here, man. Hey,
My iCarly moment.
man, that's going way back.
My kids loved iCarly. They still watch iCarly.
They still watch iCarly. That's awesome.
Is that bad?
That's your YouTube signal.
went live?
We just went live. That's the ding on your phone that we just went live. Hey, good morning. Welcome to Dads with Coffee. I'm Aaron. This is Keith.
And I noticed something about myself the last few weeks consecutively. I've worn a purple top and my camouflage hat.
Well, it's your new baseball hat.
Today I made a conscious decision to not wear a purple top or a camouflage hat.
I can't say that I've thought through it that much. I just, whatever I'm going to put on, I put on.
I go back and watch. I'm like,
You get in a rut,
do
though.
you have anything else in your
You
closet?
get in a rut.
And I do. I go like,
And I bet it's because JV plays Thursdays, and you just want to be ready to go with your purple. So now you're going to have to go home and change before you go to the game.
I'll just throw a jacket on. It'll be cool today.
Oh, yeah, it is. High as 66 today.
High of 66. Can you believe
That's
that,
right.
Missouri folks? They're thinking 66. Come on, man. We haven't seen 66 in 2.5 weeks.
Right.
So
We
guess-
haven't either.
what?
High or low, it seems like the last couple of weeks.
It's been different.
Hey, you know what today should be, but it's not? It's a riddle for you. You know what today should be, but it's not?
Yeah, I do because I can't get H&R Block to figure it out.
That's no shade on an employee of ours. It's just H&R Block in general.
So I use the
See, I use TurboTax. Hey, what tax system do you use that you don't have to have it done by today for?
right.
We have the federal extension for all today.
And see, I didn't know this until like Monday
When you and I talked,
when I'm frantically
did it fix it?
no.
Ah,
I've been escalated to tier 2.
uh-oh.
If it wasn't for $2,500, I would just hit the go button. Can't hear me. That's because my mic's not on, Eric.
So they're barely hearing you through my microphone over here.
You should hear me now.
Can you hear me now?
Check 1, 2. Check. Yeah, so my alarm was on whisper mode this morning. So
That's a great way to start.
you know that I get my 18 minutes.
Time to get up. Time to get up.
It's,
Time to get up.
It's just the softest little dainty little alarm anyway. It's
That wouldn't wake me up.
it does. I mean, it's annoying is what it is.
Okay.
But I was sleeping good.
Mm-hmm.
Sleeping real good.
Yeah. Well, it's a cloudy. The sun's not blowing up your window. It's a little drizzly. Those are the kind of days you just want to
Nap.
roll over and go back to bed.
Eric, am I coming through now? I should be. I still don't see me. My battery dead?
I bet your battery's dead.
All right, technical difficulties. Aaron, talk to him.
Well, today should be tax day, but it's not tax day today. And, mine's already done, but I know a lot of people's are not done. And that can be, exhilarating and frustrating all at the same time. With the sense that, mine's done, so I don't really care, but I know a lot of people are stressing. My father-in-law, he sits about 3 years behind, so his extensions are out the wazoo. Keith's trying to get his done.
Check.
Keith's trying to get his done. Can't find a way.
I should
to
be
the
back.
end.
Am I?
Yeah,
am I
you're coming
bouncing
through
over
now.
there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Battery.
So you've been escalated.
I've been escalated to tier 2.
How does it feel to be escalated?
Well, I'm kind of a big deal. I've known that for a while. My
we're just
siblings.
it's just fun that everybody else is
My
starting to
siblings
understand
have all known this.
that you were tier 2 quality.
I'm at least tier 2.
Yeah.
Not that I.
The other side of that, to be escalated tier 2 means that you've been a pain in the rear and somebody else has to handle you now.
That's pretty much the story of my life.
Is it Cheryl, Laura? Is
Yeah.
that
Pretty much the story of my life. Yeah. That's okay. If they were to write a book about me, that would be
tier 2?
yeah, it'd be tier 2. This guy's
We'll
always
just
been.
titled it tier
This
2.
guy's always been in pain.
He's more than your entry level, helper can deal with.
Yeah. So one thing you didn't hear because my microphone wasn't working.
Because of whisper mode, you got here late, so that's why you didn't
So we
double check.
didn't do a mic check. Didn't do an equipment check.
I'm texting him at 3 minutes till. Hey, you coming? And I get this picture of him driving in, and
I'm right.
like,
I'm right here, bro. I'm right here. So anyway, I've noticed that I've been wearing a purple shirt, purple top, and my camouflage Crowley Eagles hat.
Right.
Now, every hat that I wear is a Crowley Eagles hat.
You don't wear any other hat but that.
I don't.
Much like our chairman of deacons doesn't wear a hat if it's not brown.
Jack, that's a call out.
I wasn't naming names,
I
but
was.
go ahead.
I've noticed that he loves
Hey,
the khaki hat, but you know what he does when he doesn't wear a khaki hat? He'll show it to me.
That's right. Now, hey, I have to say most of the hats I wear have some form of orange or black on them.
I mean,
That's just who I am.
it's acceptable.
Now, I have some. I do have some other hats, but it's usually something with black or orange on it, even if
So-
it's not Oklahoma State related.
4 hats that I do have.
Because I'm not tier 2, so I don't have a Crowley hat.
You want one? What size?
I've never been given a Crowley hat. Been here 2.5 years.
I haven't either. I've spent $100 on hats this year. It's one a payday plus the boys' hats. Come on, man.
Right.
No, they actually gave me the camouflage hat for working tournaments. So
Yeah,
that
and they
was-
should.
That was cool.
You work so hard to help them out. And I didn't talk. I should have. I need to call Mia Hall back. I had a conversation with Mia Hall this week.
She's president of the school board, Crowley ISD.
Yeah,
if
running
you
for
don't
president
know.
again.
Yep.
Actually, I think running for re-election,
Running
hoping
for
for
re-election.
president again. And I was talking about how we cooperate with our school system, and I've told her, we're involved. I didn't think of. Now I was thinking about church-related. I didn't think about, just some of the personal-related stuff. I know that you have done with our school systems.
Yeah.
In the sporting stuff.
Especially
you've
recently,
done so many things in the
because
sporting
of
stuff.
COVID. There's not a whole lot of ways to get in,
No,
and
and
many
that's
of
what
you,
we talked about. How do we fix that in the
Yeah.
fall?
So I don't know if you guys remember us talking about this, but I've started substitute teaching, and so the first 3 days I subbed, I was at the Crowley 9th grade campus. Great campus. If you have a young teacher in your life that needs a job, I highly recommend looking there.
Right.
Because that's just a great campus, great family-style atmosphere. Teachers love each other. Kids are great. But this week I have elementary. And
That's a different world.
I don't know if you know, but I'm a youth minister.
See, my wife and your wife likes them to a certain
Oh,
height.
and my son's wife.
But you like them once they get to a certain. You like them after that
Yeah.
height,
I like their grade level to be 7 or greater.
right? So, what grade are you doing?
4.
Fourth?
4th grade.
Man, I love doing third. I've subbed in the Crowley districts too. I love third, fourth, fifth. I love it. I love doing third, fourth, fifth. I really do.
We'll see. We'll see.
And maybe that's because of who I'm married to. But I really like third, fourth, fifth.
Well, I mean, I like the kids. I can endure them. But
Well, that's because that's the grade level I tend to be on, so I can teach that level.
this guy.
I can teach their math and man, I'm telling you, my kids have come home now for 4 years running with stuff that I didn't do in high school. So I can't, but I could help the teacher out. I can help the student out down in the lower grades because I remember that stuff.
Sure.
I don't remember
Sure.
trig anymore. I don't remember
Yeah.
calc anymore.
And I haven't taken any sort of
And AP
higher
Chem,
math since 1993.
AP me either. AP Chem, and I don't know. I'd like to help you, but I really don't know what I'm doing with
If
that.
they have science questions, I say call Ryan.
Right.
They don't call Marcus because he's a music guy.
Right.
But he is. Anyway, I don't want to open up all the family stories this morning.
Right. But today should be tax day.
Should be
and
tax
it's
day.
not.
Should be right. It's not, thankfully, or I would be late in filing my taxes. Not my fault either. Yes, I started late.
But if you're using a computer or web-based system, you wouldn't think it should be that hard.
It's glitchy. And like I said earlier, if it wasn't for $2,500,
Just
I'd
press
skip
go. Yeah.
but it's $2,500.
Hey,
That's a
man,
lot.
that's half a stimulus.
It is.
You need it.
I do, because Joanna wants a new bathroom.
There you go.
gonna
Oh,
do
we're going to put it off on her. I see how this works.
Well, sure. Joanna wanted the raised flower garden. Joanna wants the corner deck. Joanna wants the new bathroom.
Yeah.
Now, I want these things too, but it's so much easier to say, well, Happy wife, happy life.
Well,
Although
yeah.
she hates the phrase. Don't ever say
Oh,
that.
my wife does not like that phrase.
Oh, happy.
She's getting to where she doesn't like the phrase that I have coined over the last 25 years, and I cultivated this. You pick, I paint. That's the phrase I use. Because, she would come in with all of these. I don't know if your wife comes in with all these paint chips. And she'll put the
the
paint
little
chips.
things, the
Yeah,
samples.
she'll put them all over the wall, and she'll need to see what the morning light looks like, what the afternoon light looks like in there, and what the evening light looks like in there, because it changes colors somewhat depending on the lighting. And she wants to make sure she finds the color, and no shade, it's fine. But stop asking me, well, which one do you like? I don't
Yeah,
care.
generally speaking, I don't care.
I really don't care.
And that's, I'm pretty apathetic about most things.
Yeah, and that's why you pick, I paint.
I'm not going to paint, though.
Oh, I don't mind painting.
I'm not a painter.
I don't mind
I hate
painting.
painting.
I don't. Well, I will act like I hate painting, and this is just truth and honesty right now. I'll act like I hate painting, but once I get my headphones on and I actually
Just get to doing
and
it.
I draw, I'm fine. I will enjoy doing it. It's just it's just something else. It's the moving everything into the middle of the room.
Yes.
It's I've quit taping off, though. I just cut in freehand. My wife is not a fan of that, but I don't want to waste the time taping off. I'll just take a paper towel with me as I go.
So
Or I'll repaint the mold.
I don't know how you fit under this spectrum, but
Okay. If you can't tell, we have no idea what we're talking about yet.
sure we do.
Okay.
We're talking about dad stuff. We do. So there's this, I don't know if it's a phenomena, if it's a disease, if it's what it is,
Okay.
but
Where are we going with this? This is fun.
it has to do with moving things,
Okay.
right? When people say imagine if this chair were in that corner,
Oh yeah, but
Like
we're the
rearranging-
imagine if people.
rearranging rooms. I can't see the
Oh.
couch over there
I heard you all in this conversation the other day.
or the chair over there. I have to physically move the things
To see it.
understand.
Oh yeah, I'm that way. I don't. My wife's like, well, I'm like, I can't.
I have people in my family
Let's move it.
that can move things in their head
Oh yeah, I
and
can't
be
do
like, "Oh, that looks awesome. Let's do it."
that. I have a little spatial orientation. Like I can tell you that couch won't fit in that space, but I don't know if I'm gonna like it that
It's
way.
got
or
a
not.
name.
I don't know.
Now I have to look it up. Evan sent me a TikTok on it the other day.
Oh, is there a name for this?
There's a name. It's an actual thing.
It's not a disease.
I don't know what it is.
It's not a disease.
It's a non-normal. I don't know who's normal, me or them.
What
probably
is
them.
normal? I mean, nobody knows what normal is anymore.
Well, surely not in our world today.
I don't think normal was a personal view even before COVID.
It's called hyperphantasia.
Sounds like a Disney movie.
Well, a Disney movie on things it shouldn't be on.
I mean, they're made two Fantasias. Is this the newest?
It's called
Fantasia?
hyperphantasia. Look it up. I don't know if I have it or if I don't have it.
But you can't see things until they're actually there.
I have to move. I have to
Concrete
physically
thinker.
move an object.
Concrete thinking.
I can't just be like, "Oh yeah, that'll look great over there." I just got to start.
Let's move it all, and then we'll look.
Like I have to draw it out on paper.
Right.
We got to the point where Joanna took our living room and all of our living room furniture and everything that goes in the living room and made little cutouts of them so that I would stop rearranging the living room to see what the living room would look like.
But that's 2D. 3D is a whole different ballgame.
But it's better than no D.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. Our world is in chaos right now.
Yes. From Minnesota to Burleson.
And so, yeah, you just trek 35.
North to south, east to west. I mean, yes. Chaos.
So-
yes.
As I'm thinking about everything that's going on in our world, Mark chapter 4 comes into my mind.
Okay.
Okay.
What does Mark chapter 4 have
And we're
to
going to
say?
get there because we're going to get through Mark 1 through 3 first.
Okay.
Okay. Mark 1 through 3 is basically 1 and 2 is a lot of Jesus' healing ministry.
Mm-hmm.
Mark 3 rolls into parables where he starts his teaching.
Okay.
Mark 4, verse 35 specifically, Jesus gets tired. He says, guys, we need to go across the lake. So they do. They get in the boat, and they're going across the lake, and up comes this wild storm from somewhere.
Right. A squall line.
Yeah, it's straight line winds tearing up the boat. Jesus is chilling in the back, taking a nap, and his boys just come running. Hey, we're dying over here.
Now you have to say it in Jersey style.
Yeah, we're dying over here.
Hey, we're dying over here, man. We're dying.
And I could see Jesus. It's kind of like I was this morning when I didn't want to wake up. Right? He gets that one eye going. He's like, Peter, come on, man. So he gets up. He's angry. He's like, all right, wind, stop. And it's calm.
Angry at what? You use a term there that I want to unpack a moment. Angry or disappointed?
Maybe irritated, disappointed. Definitely disappointed. We get to the disappointment. And
yeah, why do you have so little faith?
Why can't you trust me? You've just seen all of this stuff that we've been doing together. We've gone through all of this stuff. From the time my ministry started until right now, you've seen so many things, but you still can't trust that you're safe when you're with me.
Right.
Why do you have so little faith?
Right.
And he gets irritated again later. Man, you can't even stay with me and pray for an hour?
Yeah.
Come on, man. But that's us.
Oh, yeah.
That's us. You can't pray with me for 1 hour. You can't trust me to get you through this storm.
Well, God loves us only when things are going right. That's how we feel, isn't it? I mean, isn't that what Peter basically is saying?
That's exactly
as
what
long
Peter's
as there's
saying.
no storm, then we're all good. But when a storm comes up, oh!
Well, but Peter's the freak outer anyway. And see, I'm Peter.
Well,
I'm more like I relate.
Peter
more to
is
Peter.
the speak before I think guy.
You're right.
Peter would be tier 2.
Peter would be tier 2. Peter would be tier 2.
They get on the line. Oh, this is Peter. Hey, let's move him up. Let's escalate this.
I mean, think about some of the crazy things that Peter did.
Yeah.
Cut a dude zero.
I know. I can just put Jesus. I can only imagine how Peter comes in, slices the guy.
And then Jesus does this. Come on, Peter.
I
Again?
think this. If you were Peter and if I were Jesus, I think the whole time Jesus is picking up the ear.
He's not Jesus.
I'm not Jesus, but in this scenario, I think he's picking up the ear, going, Peter, come on, man. I mean, I think he stares at him the whole time.
Did you really just do this?
I know, right?
What are you thinking?
Dude, I'm right here. But it's the same thing in the boat. Dude, I'm right here.
Yeah, right? Exactly. I'm right here. I'm literally trying to take a nap in the back. I've just spent the last forever preaching and teaching. I think it's easy coming up with these parables.
I know, right?
It takes a lot of brain work, and I'm
Yes.
tired. Let me take a nap. We'll eat when we get there.
You know, I was talking about that yesterday on Whiteboard Wednesday. In God's will,
Yeah.
one of the things that I believe is God's will, because Paul prayed for it, was let me suffer in the way you suffered. Now, how many of us asked to be suffering?
No one.
No one alive is asking to be suffering. But, okay, so if we take the storm in that moment, Jesus is asleep. He doesn't have any concerns
Not
about
a care
your
in the world,
suffering
no.
right now. Why? Because he's got you. But they don't see it because I'm suffering.
Right. What about me?
What about me?
Well, you're good.
You're good. But I don't think I'm good.
Yeah, but I know where you're at.
But I don't know where I'm at.
That's not your job.
But I want it to be my job.
Well,
See, that's
then what's Jesus always come back to?
yeah.
Have a little faith.
Have a little faith.
Have a little faith. I didn't even get a text message last night that says, hey, what are we talking about?
I purposely did not.
Then we come in clueless this morning.
Hey, but we always end up in good spaces because here's the thing. I know you're in the Word of God and I'm in the Word of God. And when you're in the Word of God on a regular basis and you're in communication and connection with Him on a regular basis, then we'll always have something to talk about.
Right. Yeah, there's never a shortage of topics.
You know, because I'm fallible, you're fallible, so God's always got something to say to us, to correct us on, and like this, have a little faith. Have a little faith.
Little faith goes a long way.
Yeah, well, like mustard seed.
Faith as
Mustard
small as a
seed.
mustard seed. Now,
Yep.
I hadn't seen a mustard seed until recently.
Right. It's pretty small.
Tiny.
And it was the smallest thing they would have known about at the time. We didn't have quantum theory like we do. But so let's not don't throw science at me, about
We
this.
understand there are smaller particles.
I understand there's a lot smaller things than a mustard seed.
But if we had faith that big, we'd probably be a lot better than what we are.
Yeah.
In all things.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I'm
right.
not. Don't listen to me. Don't hear me say, well, you guys don't have any faith. You're just the worst people on the planet. You don't believe in faith and nothing.
Sometimes I think that's what Jesus was saying to the people, though. You faithless generation. Just because the NLT cleans that up doesn't mean that. Who says that he wasn't frustrated? Now, he did not sin in his frustration.
Sure, we can be angry and not sin in our anger.
Exactly, but we can still tell the truth.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's you have no faith. You are not trusting God in this moment. The problem that we have is if we tell somebody that, then they just walk away.
Right. Yeah.
And then we get in trouble.
Well, because the topic I spoke on last night was peace.
I'm doing that in 2 weeks.
All right. Yes, you are. Love, joy this
And then
week,
peace.
and peace.
Yeah.
They were freaked out on the boat.
Absolutely.
They were running around pulling their hair out.
Their peace had been rattled.
They had no peace.
Or they had peace in the wrong thing,
Well, they had faith in the wrong thing.
which brings peace in the wrong thing.
Right.
So if you can only feel confident when things are going right and there is no conflict, you don't live on this planet.
No. Not. Yeah. Not. I mean.
Well, I don't think that you're living in a real situation. You may be living in your own made-up world in your own head, but not everything goes right, and not everything is without conflict.
Sure.
And you can't just keep running from thing to thing, job to job, relationship to relationship, or church to church, because you're going to think, oh, well, there's no peace here. They don't have what I want here, so I'm going to go over here and find it over. You're not going to find it over there either.
Well, that's kind of how I think it was on the boat. There is no peace without Jesus.
Right.
That's
a bumper sticker, by the way.
There's no peace without Jesus.
No Jesus, no peace.
Oh yeah, no Jesus.
No
peace.
Jesus, no peace.
Yeah, it's true.
It is. It's trite, but it's true.
In a chaotic world,
Yeah.
in all the craziness, in such a selfish society we live in.
Well, I was thinking, we lack so much peace in our world right now, and it is being expressed to the world as racial issues and racial injustices. Okay, two white men on a radio, I get it. Okay, but racial injustice, and I understand there are racial injustices that are happening.
Absolutely.
There's profiling that is happening. I get that. There are racial tensions. I get that. But in disagreement with Pelosi, we cannot legislate racism away.
No, it's never gonna. It has to be a heart change in people.
Racism is a heart thing, and it's an attitude.
Yes.
It is not the color of my skin that makes me racist.
I agree.
Because I have seen racism in every direction, in every way. Either quote unquote from me or to me. I've seen it. So I think that coming back to this know Jesus and knowing peace, it's a heart and it's an attitude. And that, unfortunately, to an unbelieving world, we will never get ourselves out of racial problems and tensions in our country, because the only way out is a heart and an attitude change. And the only way that can happen fully happen is Jesus. Therapy can help you through some things, but Jesus can only get you to the finish line.
Right.
And the only way for us to get out of these kinds of things is when we have spiritual adjustments. And it's not about whether you believe in critical race theory or don't believe in critical race theory, which is going to be a major conversation at our convention this year as Southern Baptists. That still isn't the problem. The problem is it's a heart problem, it's an attitude problem, and it's a I think I'm better than you problem. And that's you having a Jesus problem.
Yeah. He only had one rule. Love God and love others.
Right.
That was it. How do I be a good person? Well, you love God and you love others.
Love God, love others.
I don't want to love God. Well, good luck.
Good luck with you. And I think in the same way, Peter was dealing with the same thing on the boat.
Here's the thing. Jesus wasn't surprised by the storm.
No,
he knew it was coming.
He did. And he knew that he had the answer for it.
God's not surprised by what's going on in our world.
Nope. No.
But until we reach out, till we go to Jesus
first.
Say, hey, man, help us.
Mm-hmm. Our own philosophy will not fix the problem.
No.
Our own legislation is not going to. I've said for years, and it wasn't new with me. I heard this from other people. You cannot legislate morality.
No, you can't.
Morality comes from something else.
Right.
And you will have a faulty and a shaded morality, in my opinion, outside of, at the base level, outside of spirituality. I believe you see the fullest complement of morality coming out of a Christian, Bible-based lifestyle.
Right.
That's where the fullest complement, but I mean, even at the base, I mean, Buddhists and Shintoists, I mean, they're peaceful people by and large.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it doesn't mean that they are the full complement yet.
Right.
Confucius had a lot of good things to say. Gandhi had a lot of great things to say, but it doesn't mean that he had the fullest complement yet. And that's my opinion. And maybe that's my Western view growing up in a Baptist church opinion, but I've chosen to accept that for myself too.
Yeah. We believe alike.
Right.
I mean.
Yeah. That's why we work together.
That's why we work together. Yeah,
so,
if my people will humble themselves and pray. That's right, Cheryl.
Yeah. Go have more faith. And that's the thing is, it is up to you. I mean, that's basically what Jesus is frustrated about. Peter had the choice to have more faith, and he was choosing not to. We can have more faith. We can choose to trust more.
Right.
But you have to choose to trust beyond your sight line. My wife and I.
Which is so hard for people.
Right. My wife wasn't feeling good, hasn't felt good all week, but we went for a walk, and she had worn her glasses all day, and she said, if I put my sunglasses on, I said, I will keep you out of the street, don't worry. Because she's blind without a contact or her glasses, and she doesn't have prescription sunglasses. And so she had to trust me beyond her sight line. Mm-hmm. That, okay, I had to make, okay, hey, there's a step coming, you need to be aware.
And this goes back to the hyperphantasia. Maybe we have hyperphantasia in our faith. We can't see it until we see it.
Right.
That's not faith, though.
It's not. It's sight. And the Bible says that we have to
live by faith without sight.
Not by sight. So, well, you guys, living by faith and not by sight, letting Jesus guide you past your sight lines, it's the way. It's how you will find a sense of peace and stability and strength, and you just have to try. You got to try it.
Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus.
That's right.
Trust and obey.
You guys have a great day.
Love you guys.